Well, here in the Chola Empire, in which, yeah, it's starting to look a lot like modern India in some parts, um, but all it remains is this tiny little kingdom of Rajputana, since we have all of Gujarat now. But based on these two peasant revolts that they cannot handle, and a subjugation war, which is by one of our vassals, which is interestingly Gujarati origin. So, therefore, they're going to fully take it over. But however, these two kingdoms of or sultanates of Sind and Rajputana are of an Arabic culture, Bedouin in particular. We can't subjugate them because they're not Indians. So if we want to get that land, we would have to fight claimant wars to put somebody as a vassal and then put him in their throne, and subsequently join the empire, as well as fighting against the Zoroastrians of the Khanate of Bengal. As China's influence continues to grow, which almost looks like it's about as big as modern China, with the western part, the western protectorate sorts, even if it expanded its reach to other areas. But this was done by holy wars, because that's how they expanded rather than China itself, despite the fact that the Protector General is Taoist and they don't do holy wars. That's by their vassals. But right now the defensive pact is still too high and I cannot do anything. Because if I do, these defense packs are going to be all over me. Right? Including these guys. So I can do nothing except to wait it out as the reign of this Brahmin Samrat to continue, as well as to continue on with his duties in the Advaita Mata, who is an Archer. He became Archer at age 25, thus making him the youngest ever Archer in this playthrough. So I can do nothing except please my vassals a little. It's surprising that I can make you treasury guard for having the highest martial skill of anybody, despite not being, not being of advantage. Yeah, I'm going to start giving minor titles to a bunch of people, just to try to please the vassals a bit more. Yeah, you raised me well. So. And of course we have our court guru around here, which he's been here for a while, and they call him the Cleansing Flame. But also we have a possible invasion coming next year. Sobika Lambakana. Even though he's getting sick, which I hope he just drops dead of sickness before he launches an invasion to Tamilakam. Since he lives right there. So we'll just have to do nothing but to continue to pass the time. And among other things. So we'll just speed up the gameplay fast. Man, Vikram, six children that you got there. So remember, we use Tamil names because one day we will be Tamils again instead of Kannada. Well, they took what little is left of Rajputana, and that makes you the king of Rajputana. Which, interestingly, you could launch de jure claim wars against those guys, so if you can expand a bit, that'll be grand. Even though you are a Jain, but do what you gotta do. I'm sitting on the floor of my bedchamber wearing my shoes as a hat, when suddenly a man-sized gopher enters the room. It is dressed as a maid, and when I shout an alarm, the rodent squeaks and skitters away in panic. I chase it down the hallway to find a terrified maid cowering on the floor. Where did the gopher go? Did you see? Another reason why I want to get rid of Lunatic. And the only way to get rid of lunatics is through theology. And hopefully some meditation as well. As Archa Hussein said so as he's getting old. He doesn't have long in this world. Again, score's way higher because, yeah, he's a priest. Not I. Not a Shivist. Like me. So just meditate and donate to charity. I can't begin because I have meditated recently. Because I was a rampant sinner. Kinswoman, sister of Vikram. Oh boy. That's a lot of prestige gain. In addition, we're building stuff for this garden here. I'm traveling by carriage in the countryside of Chola Empire when suddenly comes a sudden halt. The road has been blocked by a fallen tree, and the coachman explains I'll have to make a slight detour on an isolated smaller path. Very well, but this had better not delay us. Before I continue, I want to go a little off topic, just for a brief minute or so. Before this recording, I've been pretty busy the past couple of days, playing other games, including, I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 with this new Moonshiners update, so I was doing, moonshining business. And also in GTA 5, I did, casino heist and whatnot with my friends. It's a wonder how I went from a Samrat of India to being a moonshiner and all those other things. And then because of that little roadblock, it reminded me of those revenue men. Anyways, better not delay us. Come on. Let me see. Hey, can I teach you a virtue? No, because he's not landed. And does not have the opinion. I mean, I wish I could give you spiritual guidance. I mean, you and I. Tell you what, since you are going to be the heir anyhow, I'll give you just one county around here. How about that Tenkasi, that little mountain area? Will grant Mandir of... Oh, you did. Sort of a little misunderstanding. I want you to go to the mountain country of Tenkasi and just be there for a bit. As I will teach you a virtue and give you spiritual guidance. Because I need you to get rid of that ruffle trait. It ain't good for you. After spending some time talking to Vikramaditya, I have provided enough spiritual guidance to free him of his sinful ways. Excellent. You see, anger management is not good for you. Now, let me teach you a virtue. And he has become humble. You are a better man. And I hope you are ready. I should have gave him a voice royalty, but it's whatever. After less than half a league on a small path, I am ambushed and surrounded by highwaymen. They send my driver on his way, explain that their interest lies with me alone. They offer the belongings which I carry with me, but they merely laugh at this. It's the blood they want. You're not highwaymen? Oh my God, they got me. Well, at 27 years old, just a day before his birthday. This is not the kind of birthday present he wanted, but unfortunately, his lunacy and stress and being a rampant sinner is what made him, what led to his downfall. And he racked up 42 kills. I guess they had enough of What people call him the Butcher. Samrat Prananarian has ascended to heaven at age 27. He died under suspicious circumstances. A humble man. He never wanted to make anyone. He never wanted anyone to make a fuss over his accomplishments. A godly man. Prananarian is with Brahma now. And now, Samrat Vikramaditya, a pious and humble man. We fear that Vikramaditya may be better suited for a temple rather than the Samrat's throne. Long live Samrat Vikramaditya. Rebellious Khazars. Oh, we no longer hold that territory anymore. Curses. Again, slightly older ruler. But now, at least, now we have this bloodline. So, yeah, this Mad Brahmin is finally dead, which is something that vassals throughout India are probably happy to know. But now, become Samrat. Kshatriya Samrat, am I at? So, he has scars, and you could say he's a pretty nice guy. One flaw, though, he's a bit dull. I'll work with that. And he's secretly Buddhist, which means he's a member of the Eightfold Path. Now we know how many members are there, which there's 89 of them. It's my mother, Kudaka Devi. Hey, can you get my mother out of here? Ah, convicted apostate, said by the previous ruler, you know, the Mad Brahmin. She doesn't deserve this. Get her out of there. That's my mother. Lord knows how much they... so much pain in life. So I must leave this society, because... what the hell am I doing here? Because... secret Buddhist society, if you can just convert to openly Buddhist. I mean, yeah, Hinduism is making a comeback. Jainism is still very much a presence. And Buddhist is always predominant in Sri Lanka, parts of Bengal, and as well as other parts of northern India. So I wouldn't say that the faith is not in danger. No, not at all. There's just no need for a fuss about this. But since I have a background in stewardship and unfortunately I'm dulled, I'm thinking, no, I don't have that many years to make any great contributions to the Great Trade League. That's for someone down the line. Actually, maybe, because if you recall from the Irajaraja's rule, when he was a member of the Great Trade League, it's possible for him to name an apprentice at the age of 12. So I thought, you know what, maybe I should go for a trade league. Just do a few business. I mean, again, can't do anything. Defensive Act. And when my son grows up to be 12, I'll make him an apprentice, and hopefully he'll be a much better suited for the economy and whatnot. But first things first, get out of this society. Secret Buddhists. This stuff is beneath me. Oh, and also, everyone must speak Tamil around here. And that applies to all of my children. They're all Tamil now. Because there's no use for Indo-Aryan culture anymore since we can't subjugate the others. That's up to our vassals to expand now. So now we're back to the original Tamil Dynasty. And much lower my prestige. To renounce the secret faith and remain Hindu, as it should be. and with +5 Indo-Aryan opinion. Does this mean, like Gujarat for example? Blood of Gopala, yes. But, however, the -7 over, so it's a -2 if you put, look, foreigner and blood of Gopala, so, in other words, yeah, a slight little difference. Unless I up the tolerance level much more in the future, so you know that the Indo-Aryans and us Dravidians, we see no difference in each other. We're all Indians. That's the reason why this line of the dynasty can now finally begin their rule, in which it's like, yes, we have a champion bloodline, Hindu zealotry bloodline, and now this descendant of the Palas feels becoming more and more Indian-like than just where we originally from. Oh yeah, that's why. I forgot. The women's law. Women are allowed to be marshals now, so that's why I pointed my sister here. And to get ready for the Trade League in the future, I'm going to go to business. And I guess, as I said before, got nothing better to do, so you have to see the realm prosper. I can't expand anymore. Oh, and they called off the invasion against Tamilakam now that the old ruler is dead. The Mad Brahmin, as we would call him. And speaking of bloodlines, I had, before I hit record, I was looking at that old Zoroastrian Sassanid bloodline. It's like, yeah, they're still around. And I noticed there's a few Buddhists out there. And it kind of makes me wonder, is there any young man, or a young boy for that matter, that isn't landed, that is not Sunni Muslim? Ah, here's one who's not landed and not doing anything. He's just some guy. Stupid idea. My eldest daughter. And you will not marry because of lack of skill. Okay. Will this change your mind? What say you? Still, it's because of skill. Well, can I at least invite you to court? Just get your over here. Sometimes you have to bring people into court to get that marriage betrothal set. Oh, and finally my patronity, and don't forget to sponsor to get more books. And search the vein for resources since we gain money so dang fast. I lack in diplomacy due to being dull and whatnot. Once again, Ganga of the waters, she who purifies. And since I'm a man of stewardship, let's equip some stewardship books. So, that's +1. Mind you, when you see +0, that's actually 0.5. So, it's +1 for stewardship. Bengali architecture. Right. That was from the old Samrat. Irajaraja. 2 different figurines. Yeah, we're liking stewardship books. Well, I'll write one myself, since I am a, whatchamacallit. You know what, one more time, call a tutor to court, looking for administration. He's the Doctor of Natural Philosophy, and I want him to tutor me, since I'm a man of stewardship. You may never know, I may become Doctor of Natural Philosophy, or get another philosophy, or just pick up a trait like Diligent, which would be great as a way of making up for being dull. Jiminy Cruises, you're 70 years old. Off to the oubliette with you. Hurry up and dine. Oh, yeah. Since we lost that piece of territory in Russia now, we no longer have any connections to Europe. There. Now it's set. When she grows up, and hopefully you'll be alive by this time, and then she would have children of her own, and inherit that bloodline. Yeah, we get a bigger piece of that bloodline, even though it's a Zoroastrian bloodline, but I don't think we're able to do sky burials. That's a Zoroastrian thing. But maybe any Zoroastrians that remain in India, the Mazdans, we should say, would like us a bit more, as well as the Persians out there would like us more. Most importantly, more combat skill and prestige. Some people would think we're just collecting bloodlines now. Nope. They're trying to get me back here. Never. Till January. So yeah, the Mad Brahmin's reign is at an end. So all I could do is just contribute a little to the trade league business and groom my son and heir to be, you know, the next apprentice. I would have very small gain, but gotta get rid of kindness, so. Hey, every little bit helps. Just do what her mission tells you. And Card Guru's not here, we don't need one right now. Remember, age is greater or equal to 12. My wife has cancer. And she's about to... When we're about to have another baby, I guess we could get one more child out of it. So this is why we have so much children. She's lustful. Oh boy. But then again, she's brawny and a Dingabar which at least she lives a healthier lifestyle, so this mild form of cancer won't kill her. Not soon. If she's treated right. Yeah, just one more son out of that. I was about to say, Emirate of Maru? That's over there. What's left of the Chola Dynasty? Now it's the other Gujarati dynasty that runs places. Oh boy. Well, I already have enough children, so it's not appropriate. Just say thank goodness that now we're in a more prestigious part of the Chola Dynasty now. let's just skip a little bit more time. Again, can't really do much. Other than, well, get some more assets, wait for a mission. And a Hanging Gardens has been built. And since I'm a member of the Trade League now, these local resources will turn into trade goods. And he wants the heavily horses. Oh man. Sorry, your Emperor has no power here. We don't have the funds. Not anymore, at least. I'll gain some assets, but I'll have to spend them some gold, so... Where are you from? He's from that area in the Kalinga Raj region. So, a Pujari who works in the Trade League. Well, he's not a Brahmin, he's a Vaishya, so... He's a different breed, but he's doing Trade League stuff, so... Yeah, favorable trade. Good deal. Now he gave me the Chan philosophy. +1 learning. Very well. Chan is fine. Either that or otherwise, you know, give me more books. So either that or would have otherwise been... Oh, ain't that ironic? The guy who hunts witches has been hunted. But I would just say he's out of his element, so. Oh, my insolence is not gone unnoticed. I will henceforth punish all travelers who are suspected of having visited your city. Huh? Man, just because it's like, I'm sorry, we can't afford to send you of those heavenly horses. And now the Chinese say they put an embargo on us. So the trade value is much lowered and we lose all the good graces. How old is he? 75. All hell drops soon. And hopefully we get a Hindu or Dravidian loving emperor, where we can all respect him. Unless he's a Jain and a Buddhist, and I'm willing to convert to either of these. Just to get on his good side. Out of patience? Well, you are out of time. I need a little bit more because need up to 500 coins. Just in case, if I need to become a Buddhist or a Jain, when that new emperor comes in, if he likes either of these. If he's neutral, well, oh well. So don't die, my friend. You will marry my daughter once 6 years pass. What say you? Ah, it's just they want to be on the council for the most part. A tiny bit of that is me being in a trade league, which of course no landed person or anybody who's not a member of the Great Trade League doesn't like that. Especially for somebody who's of a Kshatriya stock. Okay, we'll go get an apprentice. So we'll have to find an apprentice. Once my son turns 12, I'm replacing whoever I'm going to get as apprentice to my son. We already had an emperor who already likes wealth, so this new one likes wealth, but it doesn't like Indo-Aryan cultures. Well, I'm Dravidian, so I guess we're neutral. So we good? Yeah, we just wanted to please him again. And if I wanted to give him money, I would have to save up to a lot of it, which I'll have none of that. Remember, we still have a peace deal with China for about another 20 years. Elephant's gone crazy and it's running amok in the town outside the council. It's killed several people. What should we do? Capture it. couple of veteran elephant handlers have managed to snare a catchy elephant. It has been brought safely to the pens. Excellent. Look, Witch Hunter, you are cruel and possessed, so you're going down to deal with you. Oh, lots of vassal inheritance. Yeah, we know some of that is going to Kshatriya. Kshatriya. The target kingdom is Kshatriya, who is a Jain ruler, Shvetambara sect, and what else sect is this? The Jain Buddhist Nestorian. Persian Nestorian? Odd. Is there anyone I could count at this court? I've been looking for an apprentice to lessen my workload, but I'm surrounded by oafs. There was this woman, Nakama, who that approached me the other day about work. Perhaps it'll do. Alrighty. But your appointment as apprentice temporary. In about 4 years, I'm replacing her with my son. Because I would much prefer for my son to be not so dull. Hopefully more ambitious. Destroy the Raja of Avanti. That's down in the central. I guess you'll have to make that yourself. Is any of our vassals at war against the Bengal? Or is there a Bengal subjugation? Oh dear. They want to subjugate this area, and this is because they have connection to one of the holdings inside of Bengal, and they're going to subjugate it whole. That can't be good. The Muslims are invading again. Well, not quite an invasion, but I'm more concerned about the Seljuks. The old one got assassinated, just like the predecessor. But it's got a lot of troops, and they're in prime to invade India if they wish to. In which, again, we got enough troops to defend ourselves. We're gonna be all right. My mother died of an infected wound. I don't think he'll be around for long because, you know, there was another Luna Varman. I believe it's him. That's the one that they try to put him in the throne because he has a very strong claim to it, which I believe he was the previous ruler in Batid Rajputana. Yes. I told you. It's like a Wild West over there in Western India. Bunch of people changing their rule and people fighting each other for that rule. Rajasthan is the Indian Wild West. me a favor. Very well. I could come on up there if I wanted to, as we get some more sacks of grain. What you doing? Dead your one. Oh, yes. Now I inherit that barony here. Where's that at? Oh, Kongu. Which of course that place is neglected as heck. I can hold more of the domain because of my high stewardship skills, so in that case... I inherited some of his stuff. How many? Physics and Chavigas sent the money. What is that, another book? Doesn't sound familiar to me. Here it is. It's a giant religious epic authored by Taratakava. The story begins with a king who is usurped by his minister. The main plot revolves around his son winning back the throne and successfully renouncing the word for spiritual salvation. That actually sounds like a frequent theme around here, both in Tamilakam and don't know about Rajasthan. Nobody's renounced the world there. They're all fighting each other. It's like when they all kicked out, one would think, oh, he'll become a monk in the future. No, they want it back. Guess the Jains are at it again. Also, you, Tamil? People having claimants for temples. What? My acquaintance was burned at the stake. Acquaintance? I don't remember having him as my acquaintance. Stage 3 of the Grand Harbor is finished. Right, what can we build here? But don't spend too much because, you know, just have a look. And we already have piers, harbor office, military wharf, and a lighthouse. Which we did everything to further increase our economy. Slightly cheaper, but I'm gonna get a tavern. It ups the drunkard opinion, and it might allow me to remove stress. I had a tavern before in the Assyrian series, but hasn't worked out for me, but I'm gonna get it anyway. Lively conversations, flowing drinks, and a warm fire. There's no better place to relax after a long day. Plus, it would make sense to build a tavern in this Grand Harbor. When sailors come in, and then they have a drink, and be on their way out. Both Tamil and foreign sailors when they come here because it's part of the Silk Road. Well, they got that all calmed down now. There's a high demand for wool. I don't think we have wool around here, do we? Go all the way down for trade goods. Steel, steel, grain, grain, grain. No wool. But however, oh, where the heck is it? There we go. I know, well, you can buy wool off the market, but is there an alternate way? 4 grains is a bag of meat, wool, and... Okay, just wait until you get 1 more grain and then go contact the Feely artisans to send the Grey away, and we're gonna get some things. Steel furnace in Congo can no longer sustain itself. Yikes, there's camp fever nearby. Gotta please everybody. Even if they're not quite skilled at it. Where? Way over there. Sure. I cannot guarantee an alliance. 53% of epidemics resistance. The twins. Both of you take that route. Oh boy. Man, he's got all the good books. Okay, I'm actually going to do something a bit different here, but these vassals ain't going to like it. I'm going to put him in the dungeon, and I want him to give me that book. Keep in the feudal court. They're going to view me as a tyrant for that, but I'm taking it. Okay, where is it? Where is it? That's a damn good book. Keeping feudal court. A study on the practices of various feudal courts with emphasis on the proper displays of power, servitude, and allegiance. +1 intrigue, +1 stewardship, which I need. Vassal opinion up, as well as liege opinion. So, you could say, yeah, I did a bad thing. Vassals displeased. Yeah, I took your Kalinga guy's book, but this I do not need. We got 2 Kama Sutra books here. If I was into Aaron, I would really... I'll be sure to give them to China. We got 2 Kama Sutra books. One belonged to the Pajari, and the other belonged to some guy. Raj put in a story in. I'm sure he probably read it during his time of leisure. Hey, I got a gift for you. 1 Kama Sutra, and he likes wealth. Oh, it's not in gold, but it's a wealth of knowledge. Yeah. I'll tell him it's not wealth as in money, but you know what I mean. Why do you find it humorous? Maybe I find the humor in the most depraved of things. I don't know if it's true. I mean, any of you Tamil viewers, I know Tamil Dravidian origin. I don't know if you guys, you viewers, have ever read Kama Sutra. I know I have not. You thought I did? No, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that depraved. I wouldn't lower myself. And I don't want to get... I have a good wife, right? Plus, the stewardship book we have came out with architecture. I'm taking stress. And I know being stressed lowers stewardship a bit. Cancels out what I've just earned. Pneumonia. Yes, more assets, please. Good on you. And we got the Odyssey book. I have the Iliad, and now I got the Odyssey. And this one got a flu. Must be the cold season. really doing your job. Even though he recently had food poison. Wait a minute. He was able to treat my son despite the fact that he's bedridden, incapable, and have a real bad case of food poisoning, which he may soon pass. So, you could say as he was bedridden, he's not in coma, but he just can't do anything and has a bad case of food poisoning. They ask, how do what's the treatment for the flu of the Samrat's son? And then he's like, take this thing, and then you take that other thing, and That's not trying to imitate that with a South Indian accent. No. That was just me doing with, I do with my old man voice in my other old videos. Yep, new court physician. He just died. I could tell because this popped up. Good guess. I tell you what, it ain't gonna be him. We'll just recruit a court physician. If he ain't good enough, then we'll have another Pujari in. From Lahore, one of the Pujaris residing there serves my personal physician. The Pujari named Irajasekara is schooled in formal medicine and has served in several sick houses, though it appears as if the other Pujaris happy to see him go. He is renowned for being tad overzealous and frankly insane. Oh, just give this man a chance. What's the worst that could happen? If he botches at least one treatment, I'm gonna imprison him, banish him, and get my refund. Over there. Yeah, they'll handle it. Oh, definitely. Two different revolts fight each other. And she's depressed, unfortunately. But at least he's still around. Now, go for intrigue. Learning reduces fertility. That reminds me. You better get smart, son. By the time when you reach 12, now I'm going to make you my apprentice. And I'm going to get a guru over here. And he'll be the court tutor. That's the plan. Alright, a silkworm farm in Kongu. I'm sure that's going to bankrupt me because it's a very valuable resource. And I know this may be a bad time to do so. Hey, wait a minute. Am I at a high enough level where I can... No, you can't clear a debt, so... Either that or ask a trade league for assistance and I will lose a bunch of assets and won't get paid much. Well, it's silkworm, which means you get silk trade goods. Very, very valuable. Get to work. Alright. Alright, we're gonna get out of this. Just put some steel ingots in all the domain. Because we're not selling steel right now. Save the grain, because we need the wool. Speaking of which, how much grain do we have at least? Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3. Damn it! We're short of it. I mean, I can ask for loans, but... which you can ask up to 3 loans. But it would still not get us out of bankruptcy. Even though that time would be brief. But I would just say, be patient. Oh, and one more thing. Up the local tax modifier a bit, just for slightly more income. And of course, as per usual, we were in the middle of building a tavern and we can't finance it anymore. Any prisoners that are willing to be ransomed? Because I'm going to need some money here. We got grain. I just saw it. Okay, we got grain. So contact affiliate artisans. And make contact with the artisans affiliated trade league in order to ask them to use their skill to transform the goods in my possession to more profitable ones. Here we have the brewers, cooks, and shepherds. Offer grain to the shepherds in exchange for some sheep products. So, good thing we saved all that grain for this. We'll get more money a little later. Don't go to the market. Not yet. Sister, go forth. Anybody want to be a marshal? Since we got some powerful vassals here. Even if you are terribly skilled, I'll put you in still. Always have a man with a high martial skill as regent, because more troops should there ever be time of hostilities. Oh god, the guy is dead. Hang on. That Buddhist is dead. I mean, I would love to get that piece, but I would. Anyone else alive that's of a Buddhist origin, unless it's a child. And not betrothed, and is not heir to any of the counties. So if not, then that is the only chance we had. Not possible. Oh well, better luck next generation. Now get back to building that tavern. You are 1 month away of finishing it. No, your lack of funds is not my problem. Some other time, alright? Tavern's finished, I'll just save up some money. The chant texts I've been reading emphasize the existence of a Buddha nature within all sentient beings, but is clouded by the sunyata and the emptiness that lies behind the material world. I must strive to look past the illusory world of sensation and into the absolute reality of the world. I finally see. I become a mystic. Ding! Idea! Oh, the shepherds I gave grain to tell me that some of their sheep have been sent to the butcher and get my share in a moment. We got some meat, some wool, and some hides. Alright. Now we can deliver the trade goods. So this man from the league is ready to deliver the wool shipment for me and else has my payment. Send it in. And we got the reward for efforts. Alrighty. And soon we'll have a silkworm farm running and we'll get silk trade goods. And I had something else on my mind. How old are you, son? Oh, you'll be 12 this coming December. So I can replace the apprentice with another. And subsequently call a guru and make him be a tutor. Khanate of Bengal. philosophy. Zoroastrian, but he lives in Kashmir. Jiminy, why am I thinking of this idea even though he's an infidel? Well, that's mainly because Bengal is no more. It's been vassalized, subjugated. And the Buddhist uprising finally carved themselves a piece of land. Yeah. No way in that happening. And this independent Zoroaster. Hey, if this guy dies, then... I don't know, decisions. The easiest thing for the world is for me to convert to another faith, and then use that religious control mandate to revoke that area, and put the Zoroastrian in, and then... You know, it's a stupid idea, but... Because all these defense attacks are at me, including those from the east. But remember, it's 50% that all the other religious groups band together if I attack one of them. Although I can liberate some areas, which I actually get to vassalize them, if I wanted to. So yeah, we can actually liberate just this one part, because that's de jure part of Baha and Lingo Empire. So remember that in a future conflict. A town is born. The Grand Harbor at Mahayadapuram has become a center of travelers and commerce, and some people decide to settle close to the grand construction. The latest reports mentions children, dogs, and cattle. They are obviously putting down deep roots. Alright, they are actually welcome to stay in Mahayadapuram. Yeah, one only. I could see many cities being built in its future, in addition to ones here. Noble warrior at the gate. Let me guess, he's a Brahmin. Germany, Christmas, name? No, it's worse, he's Vaishya. You can't make him commander unless he's a Jain or Buddhist, and we can make him so. Correct, right? No. Caste rules in Hinduism mandates it. Who are you? Well, he's a fat man who's a renowned physician and is lazy. So, yeah, I'll come. I got nothing better to do. What's going on? Any claim of Vikrampura, and the other claim of another claim. Yeah, it's just claims for bits of land, so it seems it's going to be eaten up by our vassals, just little by little. While meanwhile, Timur's conquest, yeah, he wants a piece of land. High demand for silk. Well, it hasn't been constructed yet, this silkworm farm. Just wait for it, and then we'll go sell it. More grace. Blue season again. Now the new emperor likes Indo-Aryan cultures, but doesn't like Finno-Magyar cultures. Figures. Okay, son. Even though the best thing that they can do for you is learning, but no. Your stewardship. Because, son, I am going to make you my new apprentice. Apprentice trader, that is. You will be just like me, and hopefully not so dull like I am. So you got good enough stewardship. So here, newest member of the Great Trade League. And introduced here to the realm. And now go get the court guru. And I'll make him the court tutor as well for my son's education. My former apprentice, which she's still here, and says, I met a few artisans looking to sponsor for their next projects. They have all the materials they needed. Simply request some funds to get started. I thought you might be interested. Well, they're willing to give me some of their works in exchange. My productive, now former apprentice. Hang, these are all expensive. Yeah, glasswares always sell well. Remember to send a shipment in when you, thank you. Just remember to send a shipment in whenever we run out of money. And now Vikramaditya introduced himself to Mayor Vikramaditya of Darapuri. They say that kid's disastrous. No longer stressed. Thank you, friend. And now I'm gonna get more assets out of it. Been making good trades lately. A wise guru is here. Quick, scholar, patient. I've yet to have a genius guru. They always come in that same traits. Now you are court tutor, in which my son will be educated to the guru. Hopefully give him some really good traits. Oh, you've been here for a while. Likes Indo-Aryan cultures? Even better. Makes me wish I was Indo-Aryan, but oh well. I was about to say, isn't there room for a philosophical tutor for the guru? Yes, sir. Now, if you wanted to, people in the realm can teach some philosophy around here. Former apprentice. Yeah, trade good isn't here yet. It's in the works. Inherited an artifact. Slow fever at where? Oh, there. Thank the Lord for the Guru. Master Diplomat. Master Diplomat. And if anybody's a critic of master diplomats, then that just means you're a big jerk. That's just my personal political view. If there was a criticized foreign ministers when they talk about like thinking, oh, those demands are harsh, or saying, you know, it's that, look, you don't know him, so stop at what you're doing. Silkworm farm is finally done. Alright. Just wait till we get a silk trade good here, and then we're gonna send a shipment in. We're gonna have a good time with this. He's picked up cynical. Blast! That always happens. Always gets cynical more than shrewd. Well, you do what you could. But the one thing I also hope for my son is, since he's idolizer, hope he gets erudite. I don't mind those. But for him, hope he gets ambitious. This clueless fool. Welcome to the Chola Empire. Of course I'll come. You're my friend, you know. Jiminy Christmas. He's bedridden. We'll put him out of his misery. Right, I think it's about time to spend more money. Master of the Tides minor title. Ultimately responsible for all things marine, every living soul in the harbor answers to the Master of the Tides. And now as for that garden, oh hey, since I'm a mystic, we can have the Fountain of Youth. There's an eerie sheen to the water in this well. Alright. Lucky me. Thank you, Chan. Chan philosophy, I think, is probably also known as Zen. Zen Buddhism. Hail to the Samrat. I'll print this board gamer as well. Doing a lot of good things lately. So I'm sure people in the Empire are thinking, now that the Mad Brahmin has been assassinated, which we don't know who did it, but one thing is for certain is that this new Samrat is an improvement. A virtuous man he is, which soon he's going to become a bit greedy. Off you go marry my niece. And I want to check back on that old bloodline there. For the other Buddhists. Yeah, you have a bit of a gout. I was thinking, man, I wish these people are not heirs to their counties. Oh, here's one, but he's currently at the Guzajium. I got an idea for you. I don't think you'll take it, but I want you to drop out, alright? Drop out, come to court, and you'll be betrothed to my eldest daughter. This had better work. Otherwise, I'm gonna intimidate you. But first, come out of hiding. Well, that's a long way. Also, Normans? Norman culture exists? Oh my goodness, very mixed. Yeah, Normans do exist. Anyway, so... No. That guy we just brought in, he's still a student. Well, just let me know whenever you're not in hiding anymore. I'm not gonna assassinate you. What I'm here for is for you to be betrothed to my eldest, which he will. He doesn't have any claims, so it's good. And hopefully, we'll have children, because we want that line. See? I'm a genius. Well, not quite, but if there's one thing I know, it's stewardship. Now, there's a group of carpenters in Madurai working together more and more, as well as taking on apprentices. This situation cannot be ignored, so I need to improve up this carpenter's skill to ensure to have a good reputation amongst the skilled workers, or I can outlaw them to make sure that they're not an impediment on the local market structure. Support the carpenters. Because you know, in real life, I have average carpentry skills. Another carpenter on that neighboring county? Well, I'll support him too. Ever since my pursuit of wealth began, I started keeping a close eye on both income and expenses, and my coffers seem to be filled to the brim more often than not. Jihad for Jerusalem. Now it's the Sunni Jihad. Yeah, the new Caliph of Islam, which is no longer Abbasid. Sunni Caliphate. How long has that been? Apparently ever since Mokka Dragon. There was no holder of that until the ones from Hijaz. Now it's those people, even though they're way more decadent. But not to the point where they'll erupt, but it's their last chance to try to get Jerusalem back for them. Before everything falls apart for the Hashemites. Now promoted to merchant, and I've presented the opportunity to let everyone to be reminded of my rulership. If I wish to mint new coins for my realm, there's a master of the craft which I can hire. And all the mintage be exquisite, will be adorned with the glorious portrait of me. Debase the mints with less precious metals for profits. I'll get greedy. Good trade for the trade league. Didn't get deceitful, but it's a start. Now I'm a trader. Now merchant. Oh, he's got chest pains, that can't be good. Way up there. Hey, Gads, the raiders actually went all the way down here? Send a retinue. Just send whoever. I guess, she's ready. He's in good health. And I know she's depressed, but you are married now, and I wish you the best. But mind you, she's a pretty intriguing woman, so... What can I do for you to get you better? And I cannot send you to the academy. My son here? Oh, can't really send him to the academy, not unless he's got good learning skill. If he becomes Midas touched. I'll just have to give him some learning books, and then send him to the academy. What's the mission again? Oh, just give me the damn silk. Which I didn't get it. Unless we have some already and did not know. We do have glasswares, which I got earlier, but... No silk. And I don't want to go to the market. Alright, is the Guru still teaching? Yeah, he's still here. Even though he's out of patience. Oh, the Guru gave him patience. And he's frail. Eh. He just keeps getting the bad ones. Master of the Tides is finished, so that's a minor title which I can give it to some vassals who are a bit unruly. You know, gotta keep the peace. And the Master of Tides shall be the Kalinga. Oh, that Fountain of Youth, is it done yet? In about 10 months, it will. Flew. The Holy War. Now, they're gonna get a shot at getting these two. Keep fighting. Just don't let them get to you. Now it's the twins. Both of you become marshal. Chimney. Vikram! You got it! Oh, sir. An imbecile. No, sir. Think. Oh yes, the academy, since you are smart enough. But if only you were born a genius, I might send you to the Chinese academy. But, of course, if I were to do that, oh, he's no longer apprentice, I'll make him apprentice again once he returns from the academy. This great academy that's currently ran by a Bengali. So there's a chance that he might switch to Bengali culture. Which, honestly, yay to him. Because, you know, Chinese Emperor. He likes Indo-Aryans. Vikram. Oh my. Apparently, I sent him in a couple of days later. He already graduated and then he died. That combination of chest pains and frail killed him. Now, it's not Mad Brahmin, who is sturdy, but he's for learning. Unfortunate. I had him favored. But, oh well. No, Donna's home. Good girl. Hopefully he impregnates you. Shot. Seems you're always mad at me all the time. Is it because I stole your Dynasty's artifacts? You'll get over it in about 3 years. China actually lost the war. Big old kingdom. Kingdom of Zhu. Never seen these names. Oh, these are Han names for those kingdoms. Instead of what they were usually. All because of that Western Protectorate expansion continues even in the Fergana Valley region. So now we're kind of bordered now on the mountain passes with the more powerful Seljuks, so should they ever invade, well, we're gonna have to defend our brethren by any means necessary. Those blasted peasants. Ah, silk! Send it in. We get a big reward for this. Now I can spend that money to up the stage. So how long will this take? 23 years and a month. So by the late 1070s, the stage 4 of the Grand Harbor will be finished. So we'll spend it big on it. Well, meanwhile in this garden, as the Fountain of Youth is complete, then I will up the stage of it as well. And subsequently, more power to us. Bengal Empire. I don't know we have enough control to get the whole Bengal Empire, which means, yeah. How much prestige, like, let me see. Held kingdoms, held empire, yeah. Very good. Now you could call me, you know, twice the Samrat, or Samrat of Samrat, or whatever is the equivalent of King of Kings, or whatnot. It's because we control 81% of it. So now I'm the Samrat of the Deccan and the Bengal. Rajasthan, you're next. If we can get places like Gandhara, which seems likely, should our vassals move in on that. It's the only thing I could do if I wish to be called the wise. It's kind of funny. Be called the wise despite being dull. But remember this. Bengal Empire title will never leave from me because it's both agnatic cognatic, so I get to inherit all that. And much more prestige gained than ever. We took another large step in the eventual unification of the Indian subcontinent. So gee, that's not enough forces to take on that peasant revolt. Well, it looks like they're going to be free from themselves until our vassals move in on it to take it back. But hey, losing a county would help me make the threat level go down a bit more. That's the only silver lining in that. 1066 AD, the High Middle Ages era. And Gandhara has become a tributary. Blast. Blast. The jihad fails. Pregnant yet? No. I wish there's a way to get rid of your depression. By the way, what's this guy's diplomacy skill? Oh, he's no good. And he's depressed and has food poisoning. He's gonna die. Blast, blast, blast. Because it seems nothing can go our way in this dynasty these days. High demand for stones? Well, we ain't got no stones, and she's my lover? I do not remember her as having a lover. Huh. Is that the part of the reason why my wife hates me? No. Guess she never knew. Plus, she was an old hag anyhow. I had something else in my mind before I lost my train of thought. Stones. Guess I have to go to the market for that. There's some stones. Here you go. Took Vikramapura from the Rajputana region. Just keeps getting worse. I thought you were good at this, Guru, unless you weren't around anymore. Yeah. Thought you were a good educator, but clearly not. Some time has passed since you started this whole trading business, and I'm confident now I've mastered everything that there is to know. This is my calling. More stewardship. I'll tell you what, now I got a not as good learning skill of a son, which honestly, and he has that ambitious trait, so this would definitely prevent him from retiring early should he ever be a member of the Monastic Society. I can't tell him to. But since he's got a good learning, I'll still send him to the academy anyhow. Hopefully you'll learn something, since you got a good head on your shoulders. Okay, you know what? Get me somebody who has a very high learning diplomacy skill. Too old. Cancerous. Her. Only has a claim of one place, which doesn't even matter. We can make women chanceless. Can we not? No? Well, maybe I did not notice the caste. What's your caste? Kshatriya learning. But Kshatriya can be chancellors. The rule's different when appointing a chancellor? No? Or it just has to be landed? No, it applies to courtiers too. What the hell? Anyways. Let me see. You're the new apprentice. But nonetheless, the economy here is an all-time high. As she's getting on, I could see she could use some guidance in one of my most experienced areas, stewardship. This is my chance to make an effort for the sake of her education, but what can I offer? Sure. Just is better than just tempered, because tempered is +2 stewardship, this +2 stewardship and learning. I can usurp the title now. I'll give it to her. And we got some more silk. For him. Raj of Bangladesh is yours. Now there's a big ass revolt going on. Sisupal. A Sami Germaniac from all the hell way up there. Or become a bitter rival with some Norman girl, or just drop my rivalry with him. Oh yes, because I took your book, so I'll get rid of that rivalry alpha. Trying to be a nice person these days. No, not appropriate. You have cancer. I mean, if I was in love with you, I would feel guilty because of the fact that you have cancer. Threat level's almost below 50, which means I can expand again to whichever without the entire world on me. Prince of Maharashtra. Sure. Also, what the hell's going on up there? Oh, this holy war that did not go well. Because all the nomads came down and such. Crusade for Byzantium. What the hell? Huh. The Crusaders are leaving the Catholic realm, their eyes towards Constantinople and the Byzantine Empire. At the same time, the Pope has made an enraged speech about the vices of men and how the good of the faithful have been led astray. He threatens every single Crusader with excommunication from the Church, but the Crusaders continue ostwards towards the ancient capital at the Bosphorus. What was once the bastion of the Christian faith is now desperately protecting itself, or the basilism, Kyriakos II of the Byzantine Empire is looking for any help we can get. Let the wild dogs fight. What in God's name they're doing? They are destroying themselves. Of course, the only flaw in that is that the Seljuks, once he grows up, then he's going to be invading somewhere. Possibly Sind, which I'm a bit afraid of. Right. Since we have the Bengal Empire under our control, how much is it for the Empire of Rajasthan? We have 71% control of them. Of course, the big score would somehow get a claimant on that area. But that's going to happen in the far, far future. And a high demand for ivory, so you have to go to the market for that. Got any ivory? Yes, we do. You got it. Alright, one more event. Then we'll have this episode to a close. My steward comes to see me one afternoon. He explains how he devised a plan to bring exotic goods by setting up a trade route with a foreign realm. This would of course require a sizable monetary investment, but the potential profits would also be great. Let's organize an expedition. The time has come to outfit a ship for our trading expedition. The harbor map shows me a large ship with a sizable cargo hold that would be perfect for this job, but it does quite come at a hefty price. Oh, that ain't much. Buy the merchant ship for the journey. The word has spread I'm planning a trading expedition, and a group of pujaris have arrived at my request. They're offering temple funds for the journey if I allow them to come along on the journey. Of course, it would be an honor to have you with us, because you got a lot of pujaris with you. Oh, these guys. Dear Samrat Vikramaditya, I have been informed that your ambitions to establish new trade operations near my lands. I do hope you intend to compensate me for this incursion into the Zedid Most Serene Republic. Look at this man. Who the hell does he think he is? And I'm not going to give him any money to, to have him just to try to quell this rebellion, which is in Basra itself. So that's none of your business. And he'll call me that pirate. Look, he got his independence, but they're going to come back at him. And they're going to retake it. And because of losing that piece of land, our threat level has lowered way much. So, it's time to set out on a trading expedition. Hopefully it will yield good profits to foreign lands. Free to become just. I am bent low over my ledgers, struggling to stay focused to keep my eyes open. When my wife, Rajni, where I enters, she crosses over and inspects the ledgers over my shoulder. Perhaps a fresh pair of eyes might prove helpful, dear husband. Yeah, I feel bad about you. With your mild cancer and all. And we had a lot of good children next to you. Last. So, perhaps you're alright. My wife has received an education in stewardship, like myself, so she quickly grasped the nuisance of the problems I explained it. The two of us set to work, discussing and comparing investment opportunities. She is the most competent steward. Within an hour, I've laid the groundwork for a promising solution. A brilliant idea. Have you any additional suggestions? Up the economic technology points. Which reminds me, where are we? Up the cavalry. Go for this as well. preparing for future conflicts, which may happen in the next episode. I think this is probably one of the very few, if not possibly the only episode we've had so far where there was not a single war. There we go. My expedition has finally reached the realm of Emir Uwais, not to be confused with the Uwais Dynasty of Sind. My steward asked me what gift shall I bring forth as a token to our friendship with Emir. Give him a mighty elephant, and he's flattered. At dinner, I noticed that Mary's face glowing red with annoyance, and he glares at my steward, shoveling food with his bare hands. Maharaja Bijama III of the Nolamba Kingdoms, acting only in accordance to his religion. I remember the full text. Walking idly around the court of the Emir when suddenly I hear discussion increasing in intensity around the other corner. I'm turning the corner, surprised to see one of the Pujaris from my expedition engaged in a wild theological debate with a local noble. This could endanger the whole venture. This must be stopped. He's the better of the twins. And you're going to the academy too. Hey, this may break up a trouble. Hey, you're going to the academy too. Screwed him over. After long hours of negotiating and discussing the possible terms of trade, me and the Emir seems to arrive at a mutual understanding. This will be a profitable agreement. Alright. With the new trade route set up, we return with the first batch of goods and sell them off for a nice profit. The influx of new wares will also benefit the economy for a long period to come. More money is always needed. Look at that! Trade routes and business contacts and such. More money is always needed. So my steward brought in the richest of my realm through his competent handling of the trading expedition. He probably expects the reward to share the wealth. He was just doing his duty, as I'm greedy, as I already have. As greedy as I'm required to trade, and Sarah has come to me panicked and exhausted. He says there's an intruder in my warehouse. The thief is most likely after my goods. I forgot to get the guards. I must go. The intruder in my warehouse is a lone man. I will... Oh, I ain't got no sneaking skills, but I'm gonna go face the man. I face an unarmed man. It appears he didn't expect anyone to find him. With me between him and the exit, his options are limited. Oh, I'm gonna fight him. I did not get wounded. Whenever you're done, get the warehouse guards. Which will happen in the next episode, as we stop here at 1069. So, I am the Samrat of the Deccan and the Bengal, and one of these days we'll have to fight one way or another eastward, most likely for the Gandhara region, as they converted to Islam. Which, of course, if I were to do that, that Muslim defensive pact, him and Sultan Nizam, not him, thank goodness, as he's invading Dalam. Yeah, that Nizam. There's no one to help him, so we have the advantage. But there's one problem, for grabbing Gandhara, is, this is a split-off realm, so... And he's in a tyranny war in which he will soon win, which means that Tide Sultanate will still hold that piece of territory. So one small gain for that area would be good enough. Which is just a way to connect Kashmir with Jilid. Yeah, a small gain is what we'll have in the future. So, even though I'm at an old age, but I think it's about time that I should go out fighting, while my children as they grow up, are sent to the academy, as both of them have a good mind. Every single one of it. Except for her, in which they're both depressed, but I hope they eventually get over themselves and have children. And so that the dynasty of the Chola would have, you know, that part of ancestry from the old Persian Empire. Just shows how prestigious we really are, and for future generations. And then those future generations are the ones to eventually unite India, somehow, someway. Because it will happen one day. So, on the next episode, we'll begin our wars of expansion again. Even though I'm not really particularly skilled on that sort of thing, but I'll give it a shot. So until then, so long for now.